guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. That's from a guy, sounds like he's in his very late 40s. He is a husband, married for like 22 years, same woman, got a good marriage, has 3 kids, and he shares his story about how back when he was in high school, his first girlfriend, first love, who he, like many guys, thought was going to last forever, that she was so wonderful, turned out to be not so wonderful, and pulled a stunt that's all too familiar to guys nowadays, but back 30 years ago. And let's just say that it didn't work out for her, and this guy became all the wiser, leading down the right path in life. I'll be going to go over here, guys, as a reminder, a refresher, that guess what? Human nature doesn't change. Whether it's now or 30 years ago or 3,000 years ago, we all do that, men are men, women are women, we all do the same freaking things, and this is why this info is so important here, and how the sneaky tricks and tactics that a lot of gals will do on unsuspecting guys happens every time. And how, again, also, I might add, as a lesson to the story, it's always about perception. How you're perceived, guys. Whether that perception is accurate or not, women are going to treat you that way. So it's always in your favor to come off in the right way. Otherwise, they could try to take advantage of you. However, it's always pretty darn funny when their perception of you is completely wrong and it completely backfires on them, and that's what we have in this story. He says, "Hi SSM. I'm a long-time listener. Well, if you count 2 years as a long time, but I digress. I enjoy your channel. I'm the father of 2 daughters, whom I've raised to know that a good man will be as good as they are to him, and one 18-year-old son with whom I share your channel with from time to time. I actually started listening to you because my wife and I still have been together for 22 years. Well, congratulations. Congratulations on the 22. Obviously, it's going well, and congrats on your kids. And I had no idea what to tell my son about dating girls in today's world. What I found out was nothing has changed. Not really, but then again, human nature doesn't change. You know, the mediums and the ways for us to connect and talk and communicate changes, but we are who we are. We're no different than they were 2,000 years ago or 5,000 years ago. I thought I'd share a story with you. I have a few, and if you and the listeners enjoy it, I'll share more. But before I move on, my parents, who were married for 50 years before they passed away within a year of one another, were very strict on proper grammar, so if people doubt the validity of the story because of my grammar, honestly, this is just how I speak. Yeah, I got people that... There's always going to be people that are going to say this is BS. I get that every day. It's written too well, not written well enough, too out there. No, that's just too crazy to be true. I'm used to it. He says, I'm a dark-skinned African-American man from the South who grew up on a farm. I was always a big, strong guy, and I was pretty popular with the gals. But growing up just a few years after segregation was abolished in a school that had very few African-American children in it, meant that even though some girls showed interest in me, I didn't get to date until I was in high school, and when I moved away from that area. The unfortunate side effect was that I had almost no experience with girls when I got my first girlfriend. Well, welcome to the club. My first girlfriend, I had no experience, and I screwed the whole thing up. But let me tell you guys, I learned a hell of a lot from that bad experience. So Lisa, not her real name of course, was cool. We were in honors classes together. She was sweet and respectful. Until she's not so sweet, huh? And she had goals similar to mine. And because my parents have been married for over 2 decades, after dating for like 4 months, I naively believed that Lisa and I might actually have a chance to move on together, get married, and live that American dream life like my mom and dad did. Smack! In other words, you did the same thing that a lot of guys did, as I did when I was your age. Oh yeah, my first girlfriend, I thought, we'd be together forever. She's the one. Fate, destiny brought us together. What a load of crap. Yeah, that lasted 4 months, guys. Well, like I said before, I was naive, but I always tried to be a good guy and a good son. We weren't necessarily rolling in money, but my parents tried to give me everything that I asked for if I earned it. So when senior prom rolled around, they had every intention of giving me the night of my life. And I had no intention of asking for $400 or whatever amounts to 4 to 6 hours of partying. And I was going to college soon for pre-med. So I had no interest in making a mistake that might cost me my college career. Good for you. Good for you on multiple fronts there, but especially. A lot of young guys don't think about that. They'll let their other head do all the thinking, and that's what gets guys in trouble. Still, it was the prom, and Lisa tried to get me to go. So to compromise, I decided that I would meet her somewhere after the prom. And since I wasn't going, she asked me if it would be okay if she went with her ex-boyfriend. Oh my God. Now, a question I have for you. Now, I gotta be real here. Girls dream about their stupid prom from the second they set foot in high school, probably earlier. Okay? So, why didn't you just go? Okay, you spent a few bucks to rent the tux. You know, you don't need that fucking limo or any of that bullshit that you show on TV. Go to the stupid prom, 3 or 4 hours, there you go. You know? That's a situation. You can do it for your girl, if, again, she's earned it. So she wants to go. I don't blame her there, but wanting to go with her ex-boyfriend? Yeah, no. And why she's in communication with her ex-boyfriend anyway? And I, being Mr. Naive, said yes. After all, my parents had been true to each other for 20 years, so what could go wrong? He says, yeah, smack. Yeah, smack. Go with her ex-boyfriend? Are you fucking kidding me? And why is he the ex, by the way? That's a very important question. Is he the ex because he broke up with her, or she broke up with him? So my girlfriend went to the prom with another guy, and never called me when it was over, like she was supposed to. I can't totally blame her for being annoyed that you didn't take her to the prom. I just can't get past that. Why you didn't do that? But that doesn't justify going with the ex and treating you like this. And she didn't call me afterwards. I didn't hear from her at all until Monday morning when I saw her in class. Yeah, it's over. When I asked her what happened, she told me she had been drunk at the prom, which I believe to this day. And she had not felt well all weekend. So that was why she had not called me, and I believed it then, but I know better now. Smack! Man, you were naive back then. She couldn't call you. You're waiting around for her that Friday night or whatever it was, and the whole weekend she can't call you or call you back. Yeah. Instead, she gave the ex the workout she was supposed to give me that night. He says, guys, you may not believe this yet, but I had no intention of sleeping with her and jeopardizing my college scholarships and career. Well, you can sleep with her, man. Just be very careful. Wear protection. Provide your own protection. Dispose your protection. Look, I'm glad you were being smart about protecting your future, but you can get laid, man. It's got to be safe. Anyway, prom was in April, and the senior trip was in early June. And while I didn't go to prom, I did go on the senior trip. So did Lisa. We spent the whole trip together, and for some reason, everything she wore on the trip showed me something enticing. And every night, she came to my room and made it super obvious that she intended to take care of what I missed prom night. But I was 2 weeks away from going to college, so nope, I refused to do it. Okay, I get you were trying to protect yourself, but, you know, to my knowledge, I've never gotten any gals pregnant. And believe me, I always wear protection. Even when she wasn't wearing a bra on the water ride, even when she made sure to give me a glimpse of her two-up baggy shorts to what can only be described as a well-groomed beaver, heck, not even when she came to my room and started trying to take off my pants. She probably thought I was gay. She had no idea how many laps I ran every night to burn some energy off and how many cold showers I took to get through those nights, but I made it. At the end of the day, if you want to be a virgin, that's fine, but it sounds to me it wasn't about that. It's just you were just petrified of getting a girl pregnant and all. Anyway, the last time came that I was getting ready to leave, so I went to spend one night with Lisa. And of course, she wanted to give me a send-off. But I made it that far without risking college, so I wasn't going to lose the game on the goal line. I politely but firmly turned her down and told her that if it was meant to be, we'd make it work. And that's when she started crying. I was touched. I figured if she was going to miss me that much, maybe we had a real chance. So imagine my surprise when she told me the truth. What could be the truth? On prom night, my girl, Lisa, had slept with her ex. A lot. And all raw. Who could have saw that coming? And ever since the prom, she's been doing everything she can to get you to sleep with her. And then she can say it's your baby. I know a lot of guys are thinking, well, it's good he did all that. And you may have a point. But still... And I guess back then they would have done DNA tests or paternity tests. So yeah, but still, nowadays you have the DNA tests and paternity tests and you can wear protection. Yeah, that sweet girl Lisa. Lisa ain't so sweet. And of course, in the last 6 weeks or so, she hadn't had her period. When all first went down, she knew it was possible that she might have gotten pregnant, so she made it her goal to get me, the future doctor, to sleep with her. And then if by chance she was pregnant, then she could pass it off as mine. Exactly, because you'd be the guy that would have a promising future. But here's the thing. The likelihood is, let's just say you slept with her and this was your kid. The likelihood, particularly back then, you would not be a doctor. Because you'd have to get a job to help pay for that kid, again, if that kid is yours. So trying to provide for a baby, and you probably would have married to another wife and go to college and go to med school and all that, very, very unlikely that would happen. And as time passed and she didn't get her period, she got more and more desperate to get me into bed. And I wouldn't do it, which wrecked her plan. He says, okay, side note here, at least I both look like we could have been born in Africa. We were both really dark, really dark. Her ex was an Asian guy, so I have no idea how she thought she was going to pass that kid off as mine. Well, I don't think she was really thinking then. Anyway, guess what her Hail Mary play was? If you guessed, tell me the truth, and I hope I was big enough simp to raise another man's baby with a girl who cheated on me. Then ding, 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 you win the prize. Yeah, that's her backup plan. Get you to raise the kid because you're such a nice guy. Wrong. Now imagine you just got hit with a 3-piece combo. 1, I cheat on you. 2, I'm pregnant. And 3, I want you to raise this baby with me. Now imagine this girl is looking at you like she really expects you to actually say yes. Look, I said in the beginning of the story I was a nice guy, but I'm not that nice guy. I stood up, kissed her on the cheek, and left. And I've not seen her again in over 30 years. Whoa! Good for you. Remember, guys, it's all about perception. Whether you're a weak-ass bitch or she perceives you as a weak-ass bitch and you're not a weak-ass bitch, doesn't matter. It's all about how they see you, they perceive you. Yeah, she actually thought that you would do that. Raise this dude's kid. Why isn't this guy involved? Why isn't this guy raising the kid? Why isn't she going to him to take care of her and the kid? Because now that she knows he ain't going anywhere in life. I'm not sure if there's a moral to the story, except that in the over 30 years since I left high school, I've become less surprised by this story. I guess it's true what you say, girls treat you how they perceive you. Exactly. Well, I hope you can use this story. I have quite a few more that show how I went from naive me to the man my wife married because I put her in her place when she's wrong. Her words, not mine. I'll share if you're interested. Thanks for listening. Well, bro, that was a quick story, but a good one. And here we are 30 years later, and yeah, nothing's changed. So it's really good that I'm glad you found the channel, and I'm glad that you showed your son, because your son needs this to protect him. Question is, what does your wife think about my channel? What does your wife think about your son watching my channel? I got about 4% of my subscribers are women, and fairly often they'll write in to thank me for my work. It's always interesting to hear from the female subscribers because obviously 96% and change are men. 96% are men. And I've noticed that the women that follow me usually are in their 40s or 50s. They're parents, they have sons, and they don't want their sons ending up with gals like what you have today. So they want to know what's going on. Or these are women in their 40s and 50s that loathe, with a giant capital L, the feminist movement and the damage that's done on multiple fronts. And they don't want their daughters to become like that. Or they don't want their sons to get involved with gals like that. So it's interesting. So hopefully your wife's one of the cool ones. And, understands why this channel and what I talk about is what I talk about. And that your son can benefit. But anyhow, I'm glad you didn't get roped in. I'm glad it worked out in your favor. But, still, I'm guessing you didn't go to the prom because you thought you might be leading into temptation, if you will, and slept with her and it could have jeopardized things, But at the end of the day, and you would have done it raw. But I think the odds are in your favor very much that if you would have provided your own protection and more protection, and I'd like to see in a parallel universe what would have happened if you did go with the prom with her, and how things would have gone. Probably she would have gotten pregnant, but you would have been with her, and she's not actually the nicest girl, actually. But things worked out the way they did because it led you down your path, and eventually met your wife, good marriage, family, the whole thing. So good for you. But yeah, you dodged a big one there, so that's good to hear. So anyway, guys, There you go. Things don't change, and the perception is the same now as is back then. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And if, guys, you'd like to hear some other stories he has, because he mentioned he has other stories that led him down this path, we could always use different perspective here. Let him know in the comment section. I'm sure he'll send it in. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.